Good morning, crafty friends. This is Maria over at She's a Creative Curl. It is super early this morning. It's like, what, 6:07. I got up at 5:30. I've got a doctor's appointment today. And I have to drive clear across Dallas, and I hate it. But anyway, I'm here. I wanted to at least video this because this is just so cool. I needed an image for a friend of mine who was having a bike ride and fell off his bike and broke his elbow. So I went into this chat GPT because I keep hearing everybody talking about it. And I had an idea to create an image of him riding a bike with a broken arm. So here it is. I just told chat GPT that I needed an image of a tall, skinny man with a receding hairline riding a bicycle with a broken arm, and he's wearing blue and white biking gear, yada, yada, yada. If he sees this, he's going to die. Anyway, but there it is. And you know what? I'm going to use that to make a card. So now that I've got the image, I'm going to plot the image in my Silhouette software so that I can figure out what size and things like that. So I'm going to play along and just do the process on the screen so that you can see how I do that. For those of you who are not accustomed to using your electronics to play. So let me go ahead and get my computer set up and I'll show you how I do that. All right, so I have the actual image on my iPad. And the only way that I know how to do this quickly to Bluetooth it to my computer is to use Microsoft Edge, because that's what I have on. That's my browser on my computer. So I am going to find my photo. Let me back up and show you the beginning. Okay, so here's Microsoft Edge. I'm going to drop this photo to my computer. So I'm going to press the plus sign and go to picture. And hopefully there it is. I'm going to go ahead and pick that one and add. And it is sending it through the cloud to my computer. Okay. So I have a Surface Pro. I'm going to remove the keyboard only because I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff where you share your screen. I'll figure it out one day. But today's not that day. All right, so I'm going to open up my browser. I hope y'all can see that screen. I know it's a little fuzzy. It's kind of dirty. All right, then I gotta go. Wrong pen. Extensions. There it is. It remembered me. Okay, so I got a message. And it's going to open the drop for me. And there's my image. And I have the image to copy image, copy as file, show in the folder. I am going to copy the image. And I'm just going to put it in my Silhouette software. Okay, now I'm in my Silhouette software. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is just put the file in there. I've already got it copied, so I should be able to just hit paste. So I'm going to go to, let me see if I can just, please tell me that my pen is working. Maybe the battery's out. Yep, battery's out. Okay, file. Nope, I'm going to just do that and paste. Okay, there it is. So what I'm going to do, so let's say I'm going to do this card about what? Your standard 4.5 inches high. Or is it 4 by 5 or something like that? I'm going to go ahead and just make a square. And then I'm going to resize it to a card size. There's also a template in here, but I'll never use the template. I guess I should, just to kind of show you in case you're new to this. Let me go ahead and delete that. Cut. So if you go to File, there's New Project Wizard. And I can press on the card and press start. All right, so there's my card. So I want to make it the size of a, I think it's A4 is what I call it. Okay, so it is currently 10 inches wide and 7 inches high. So the size is going to be, it is going to be 5.5 high. 5.5. Enter. And 5, is it 8.5 by 11? 4.5 inches. That's going to be 9 inches wide. I haven't used my keyboard like this in a long time, so just bear with me. After all those years of working. Okay, 4.5 by 5, right? Yep. Okay, so there's that. So now I'm going to get my sentiment. Let me see if I can find a sentiment. Either way you put it, I always do put you have the template, and if I were to do the sentiment on the inside, I'm not sure what I'm going to have. Let's check it out. All files, and then just put get well and see what happens. I don't think I have one of those. I may have a stamp that I'm going to have to use. Get well tissue with something. Life is short. Just get takeout. Let's just look at this one and see. Feeling rough. Get well tissue wrap. Get well. I like that. I don't know. We'll see. Let me just borrow this one and see what happens. So. Okay, so I am going to just borrow the sentiment. I'm going to go ahead and ungroup that. And it's got the little change colors and everything. So right now I'm just kind of like designing the card. So this is how I do it. I'm going to group it so it's going to stay put there. There's sand to make it a little bit tinier. Kind of hard to do with my fingers. So make that 3 inches wide. Okay, so that's going to be the inside. And I'm just saying, just in case. So now I'm going to get another square here. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to edit. Okay. All right, so here is that. I'm going to make it. So here, I don't really need this part because I think I'm going to cut the stuff out and not actually print it on there. So what I do is, if this was to be a card and I'm going to use this actual template to create my card, I would actually print this the way I have it on here, and then I can use this as a sentiment on the inside, and then I can start adding something to the outside. So let's pretend that that was what I was doing, but I actually want to cut that out. So I'm going to take this template off, because otherwise it's going to be one-dimensional all the way around. So, and I'd rather have the layers. Okay, so that right there, I'm going to unlock this and make it 4.5 inches wide. And 5.5 inches high. Okay. Now, this gave me a new template when I asked it to put that other design on there. So now I'm going to come back and get this baby here, and I'm going to move him to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and press, take a shortcut. I'm going to cut. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste. And here is where I need to resize them. So I'm going to put them here on my card. I think I'm going to do a couple of colors. So I'm going to do, what do you call that? A matte. That's the card base. It's probably going to be white. And then I'll do a couple of mattes. So I'm going to come over here and use my offset. And I'm going to do an internal offset. And I'm going to apply. I want that one. I want to apply it. And there's my one color offset. So I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to do this blue probably. Blue, maybe blue and yellow. So I'm going to come over here to my colors and change that one to blue. Okay. And then I'm thinking maybe another yellow matte. So I'm going to do another internal offset. And maybe do that one yellow. I'm just saying blue and yellow because I've kind of seen him wear those colors when he's biking. So, and then I'm going to get him here and I'm going to, let's see, right now he is 3.192 inches high. I may just make that, just kind of round it off to an even number, like 3.25 and see what happens. I'm going to put him kind of down here because I'm going to fussy cut him. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of like the white background. So I'm going to center all of it. Let's do this number. Put over here in center. So if I'm going to do that, I may just make them a little bit bigger. Let me see if I make this about... Yep, that looks good. Yeah, I like that. That gives me room to put like something else, another banner or something, maybe with his name on it. And then I'll put this inside, or maybe I'll put something like best wishes for a speedy recovery. Get it? No pun intended, right? So anyway, that's what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and get this baby cut out, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. And I may still fussy cut him out. I don't know. So maybe I'll just print 2 of those. So what I'll do is, let me back up a minute. I'm going to change the paper size here. I'm going to put in here that I'm using an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Okay. Now, here's another thing that I do. I'm going to just give you all a shortcut because I know a lot of my friends always ask me how I do this. So I'm just going to show you. I'm doing the portrait size. So let's say that I didn't feel like cutting out yellow paper. Well, I'll just put this here and I'll have my yellow paper. And I say I don't want to cut out the blue one. I'll put that over there. And then I have a piece of blue yellow paper because I'm just going to print on that color. Okay. And let's say I have my image. I can go ahead and print it. So basically I'm putting all the colors that I need on one piece of paper. So now if I separate this, I can, I want to change that. Make my own little red tag. But anyway, my point is, I'm going to separate them, that I can put everything that I have in color here and not have to print out a yellow cardstock or a blue cardstock, etc., etc. With the printer, with the print and cut, you can actually just send it to the printer and it'll print those colors for you, and then you don't have to search for cardstock. But I want to do it on cardstock, so I'm just going to leave that alone. The only thing I may do is this title right here. So I want to change that to let's see, I gotta think about this because I want to make it really personal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put him here and I'm gonna duplicate him because I may want to make 2 if I fussy cut him. I just don't know how it's gonna look. So I'm gonna take these 2 and make sure that they're centered. Okay, and they are. And then I am going to want to do my sentiment and color because I don't have a whole lot of stamps. And right now, I took all of my stamps and I put them in one big bag because I ended up buying those little plastic covers so that I can organize them. I had them in plastic containers, and to me, they were taking up too much space because I could only put 10 stamp sets in a space this big, which to me, I can put more than that in there. So I got rid of those, and I've got those envelopes, and I'm going to an event this weekend where I'm going to be trying to get that organized. So I can't even get to my stamps right now, so I'm just going to have to do it here. So I'm going to do my own. I'm going to do, let's see, best wishes. It's a bugger to do with your fingers. Okay, now I'm going to change the font. I'm going to come over here to A and change my font. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Ink free and traveling typewriter. Yeah, this is really hard to do without a mouse. I wonder if my mouse will still work. Yes, it will. Hello, hello. My mouse worked. Woohoo. Okay, so we'll keep playing with the let's just say that one, and I think I'm gonna keep it white. Now I got to resize it, so I'm gonna resize it. And since I'm gonna print this out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna print the lines to be black. So this is the lines here. This is to fill. Let's go ahead and fill it. And I want the line also to be black. That way it looks like a stamp instead of, there you go. Best wishes, and then I'm gonna say for a speedy recovery on the inside. Make it black and black. And then I'm gonna make this smaller. And this has to fit on the inside of my card. So I just use one of these as a template and just kind of measure. Looks good to me. And then I'm going to do center this. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I want this to print on the inside, and I want it to have a tab on it. Okay, so this one's going to have a tab on it as well. So let me go back to putting all my pieces together here, and I'm going to see how this is going to look with the image on there. And my best wishes might be too big, so I'm going to make that smaller. That's good right there. Okay, so I want to make sure this fits in this little tab. Center that. So I am going to want to cut this tab out, so I'm going to remove the words. And I better not, because I'm going to have to print that like that, because I don't want to have to put in all the letters individually. If I do it, if I cut it out, it's going to cut the letters out, basically. So I'll just do the red, and what I'll do is I'm going to have it actually print the red for me, and that way I can just fussy cut the letters. So I'm going to change the line here to 0.1. I'm changing the weight of the line is what I'm doing. And that way when I go to print this, I'm able to see the line. And then for a speedy recovery, I can use a die cut for that. Okay, so let's see. So I put this one here and this one here. And since I'm going to have to fussy cut him as well, I'm going to go ahead and put a line around him. Let's see. There it is. And there it is. Okay, so if I hit file print, I should be able to see a preview of what I'm printing. And it doesn't show. So I'm going to come back and make that line a little heavier. Oh, I didn't do the line. My bad. That's why it's not showing up. 0.1. 0.1. This one has an outline, that one doesn't. That's okay. And there's the other one there. That's got the outline. Let's fix this one. It's got 1 point. Okay, so I'm going to make it 0.1. Okay, so now if I do a print, I can see the line. That way I'll know where I'm going to cut. I can see this line, so I know where I'm going to cut. And I'm going to put that one as a die cut. All right, I'm gonna go print this baby in my office and I'll come back and show it to you. All right, so here is my image. So I have this printed on photo mat paper. I always do all of my fussy cut images and things like that on photo mat paper so it comes out nice and bright. So here's my best wishes, and it's got the little line around it so that I can fussy cut it. And there's that one. So I'm going to come back when I return from my doctor's appointment and finish the cards. I didn't want to turn this into a coloring tutorial, but I'm just trying to add just a little bit more color to this one because he looks a little pale. And I want my colors to pop. I don't know if you can tell the difference between this one and this one. Right, so I do have my little guy. I printed him out again because I wanted him to be a little bit brighter. So I played around with the saturation and made him really, really bright. So I cut this piece out with my Spellbinders die. And then I'm going to put this one on the front here. I did find this in my stash. I think it's fine. I think, you know, he goes riding on these nature trails all the time, so I think this is perfect. What I don't like is that it's kind of light, so I may come back in and do some watercolor at the bottom and maybe darken up the little flowers kind of thing. So I'm gonna do that first with some archival ink. I'm using a brown and I'm using the Micron 005 and 001. I am not a pro. I'm just gonna try to make this work. I have no idea what kind of flowers these are. I'm just gonna like put a little bit of texture in there. I guess I could have done this with my Copics as well. I'm just gonna make little tiny dots. I'm just gonna draw them in. Not being too particular or fancy. Okay, just gonna make a little mess down here. And maybe make a darker stem. It looks better already, just to add a little bit of some. I'm gonna come in with that finer liner. This is 005, and maybe put a little bit of really thin texture in there. I'm just gonna do like little U's. Yep, I like it already. Let's see, let's put a little something on the butterfly. I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm just gonna darken it a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna come in and put a little bit of brown. Apparently I made these cards a while back. I was messing around with trying to create a sunset with some watercolor. But I think it came out too light. I think I just want to darken the area that's supposed to be the road, right? Okay, let me go get my watercolors. I'm going to color swatch to see what I've got in here. And this color here is beige. All right, so I'm just going to kind of just a little bit. Make it look like a road. Yep, perfect. Exactly what I wanted. All right, there we have that. I'll let that dry a little bit, and then I'm going to mount him on there. In the meantime, I guess I can glue this down. I think I can use foam tape. Maybe. Let's see. Let me do the inside first. So yeah, I think it was fun just doing that on AI. You know, unfortunately, I think I tried it like 2 or 3 times, and there is a limit unless you want to get an app, and I guess what the app is gonna, I imagine it's gonna cost. But that was fun, and I want to see if I can play around and see if I can get like ephemera pieces. Let me put these back because I want to cut out some. I'll leave it like that. It's not a big deal. I wanted to cut the white space out under his arms, but that's okay. Let's see the bike right there. So my poor friend, my little biking buddy, he is laid up right now. No biking for him for a while, but I'm going tonight. Sorry, Jeff. Yep, I'm going. And there you have it. AI, ladies and or gents. I want to try it with some other ideas. And if I do, and I like it, maybe I can make some of my own ephemera for my junk journals. Of course, I will share. In the meantime, that's all I have. Happy crafting. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time. Bye.